If you're watching this video, it's because you love Mustangs, or you want to know more information about Mustangs and why people love them so much. One thing that you haven't seen is this Mustang right here. Now, no, this is not the dark horse, but it's pretty close. This has just about everything that you can put on a regular GT before you have to bump up into that dark horse. So we're going to talk about what they've added on to this one and some of the special packages that they put in this. So I'm going to tell you about two packages that make this stand out and is very, very close to being a dark horse. So the first thing is it has the bronze package on it, and that is added onto the GT Performance package. So with the GT Performance package, which is $5,295, you start out with 19-inch carbonized gray wheels, but when you add the bronze package, you get these awesome 19-inch bronze Sinister wheels, and you also get the bronze badges. So you get the bronze pony up front, looks awesome. You get the bronze 5.0 badge on the side. And then you also get the bronze GT badge on the back. It really makes this thing stand out. And if you didn't realize, this color is not black. This is dark matter gray. I forgot to mention that earlier, but yes, dark matter gray. Got a lot of silver sparkle in there. Really nice. Okay, we're going to continue on. So you get the 19-inch Bembo brakes that come with it. Electronic operating handbrake. Well, it says you get a front tow hook, and then also this black painted grille. So it's not just a black plastic, it's actually a painted grille. So you get heavy duty front springs, a K-brace, then you also get this raised rear wing, which I think looks awesome. Looks really cool, especially from the back. It just fits this car perfectly. No, it doesn't have that big dark horse wing on the back, but I think this looks awesome. You get a strut tower brace, which we'll look at when we take a look at the engine here in just a minute. You get a Torsen 373 differential. You get special chassis tuning, stability control, EPAS and ABS tuning, and you get a larger sway bar. So those are a couple of the packages that make this thing awesome, and that performance package right there is track ready and borderline dark horse. All right, now let's talk about what's powering this beast. This comes with a 4th generation 5.0 liter Coyote V8 with dual 80mm throttle bodies. That is awesome. There's no turbo on here, no supercharger, but we're gonna give you 2 air intakes to pull a huge amount of air. And all that is gonna give you 480 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque. Now, if you have the active exhaust, which this one does, that gives you another bump in horsepower. So that puts you up to 486 on your horsepower and 418 on the torque. Now you get an option of a 6-speed manual with a 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds, or you can choose to pay extra for the 10-speed automatic with a 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. Yes, those automatics that they made now are extremely efficient and very quick at shifting. Fuel economy, 6-speed manual is going to get 14 in the city, 23 in the highway with an average of 17 miles per gallon. And the 10-speed automatic is going to get a 15 in the city, 24 on the highway with an 18 mile per gallon average. Okay, so now it's time to take a look at this trunk. Now you're gonna pop the trunk from way down here, and you're gonna push the little button, it's gonna pop it. It's not powered or anything like that, nothing that fancy in here. Now you do have about 13 cubic feet of space, so it's a decent amount, not a huge amount, but it's pretty good. You do have the B&O sub in here, and there's the back of the seats that it looks like they do fold down, and you probably can use more space there. So now we're going to take a look at the inside. I'm kind of excited to show you guys this because they added some features to the inside that really make this thing stand out, including Recaro seats, some special seat belts, a few other items. So while we're getting ready to do that, can you guys go down and hit the subscribe button for me? It really helps bring more cars like this Mustang to you guys so that I can show everyone, and I really do appreciate your support. So join me inside. Man, this thing is beautiful. I mean, look at this. This is just amazing. I love this bronze package on here. It looks really cool. All right, guys, let's get in the inside. I said I wanted to show you guys a few things. So to start out with, here is your door panel. This does have the light color choice in it, which I really do like. I like this, contrasting color. It looks really good, especially with having the cream colored stitching going around it. Also does come with the Mustang door sills. Now here are the seats. Here are your Recaro seats, and they really are comfortable. I have been in some Recaro seats before that were not that comfortable. These are excellent seats. They are very, very comfortable. They are ventilated, but not air ventilated. When you move to the Recaro seats, you lose heat and ventilated seats. So you got to really make your decision there if that's what you want to do. I would only get these if you're planning on taking this to the track on occasion. The other addition is red seat belts. Those will run you about $200 if you want red seat belts. And Recaro seats are also in the back. So you get it all the way around. It's kind of a pricey decision if you want to make that. But let's get inside and I'll show you the new infotainment screen and driver's display, and we'll go through a few functions. All right, and there is your screens. Some people have liked them, some people have not liked them. So we're going to go through some of the features in here. We're not going to go through everything because I already did a GT on here and went through all of the stuff, but we'll go hit a few highlights in here and cool things that you can do. All right, here's the interior again, coming across here. I like the simplicity of all of this. It's really just pretty nice. You got the Mustang badge right there. There's your glove box, and of course there's really not much in it because Ford puts their manual inside the infotainment screen, so you don't have to worry about carrying a manual, which gives you more room in your glove box. Not sure why everyone doesn't do that. And you come across here and you do have, like I said, this big dual screen, and it is connected, so when it's off it looks like one giant screen. You do have a speaker up here, and all of this is relatively soft. This is carbon fiber or plastic carbon fiber, not sure. And then you've got leather right here with stitching. You got some more carbon fiber around the vents here and all around all of this. And you do have some also here on the door. That's just a carbon fiber look. It's not actual carbon fiber. Some also around the shifter here. Come across, and let's get into this driver's display first. Sorry for the glare, but these things have a huge amount of glare on them 90% of the time. So I would suggest buying an aftermarket thing to cover these so you can see a lot better. I know it's not too bad, but you can actually see me right here. But I can't see it. It's only showing up in the camera. Okay, so in the center, you have all of your information. The gauges on the outside, everything is digital, so you can change those gauges to make them look like anything that you want them to look like, more or less. They have different modes and things like that. We'll talk about those in just a second. So in the middle of your infotainment screen, if you look back here on the steering wheel, you have all of your buttons here control the center there. This also controls your stereo. You can switch tracks there. You got volume right here, voice, and then you have your steering wheel right here, which I'll go through the buttons on here in just a second. So we're going to use this right here to go through, and you have driver assistance on here. There's your Mustang status. Everything is in normal drive mode, normal steering, normal, your traction control is on, your normal exhaust, and your normal dampening. You go up, you've got air fuel ratio, vacuum, and voltage, cylinder head temperature, engine temperature, axle oil temperature, engine oil pressure, and inlet air pressure. Which is pretty cool to see all of that stuff. Here's your tire pressures, and they're a little all over the place. Fuel economy, it's going to have this gauge up here that you can have, and then you also have a trip 2 and trip 1, and that's pretty much it for your info in this screen. Some of the things can change in here. We talk about the gauges changing. So we're going to change the gauges, and to be able to do that, we're going to go down here to the pony button right here. Pony button's going to bring up this track, well, basically like a Mustang info thing. So we can actually shut off the exhaust completely, so it's quiet. Your cluster themes, so we're going to hit the cluster themes. So this is normal, and what we have right here, and then we're going to go over and we're going to hit or matched drive mode. So normal gauges, so you can see it, it's going to show you here and here. You hit sport, and that's going to change your gauges to look like that. You're going to go to track. This is what you get for track. You also have a calm screen, so you don't have too much stuff going on. And then the last one that they've got is the Fox body gauges. Now that's awesome. I like the Fox body gauges. I think those are pretty cool. I mean, a lot of old school stuff. I believe that I heard that there are other gauges that are coming, I think for the around 2003 gauges, somewhere in there, that those are supposed to be coming for as an update, and this car just hasn't gotten it yet, apparently, I think. Okay, so that's your changing that you can do there. You can go back to match the drive mode. Now, this little steering wheel right here, this will change your steering, so you can have normal, a looser steering, and then you can have a sport steering. So it's really tight steering, taking nice corners and stuff like that. All right, let's go back to the steering wheel now. I already told you about this side because we were messing with that in there, but on this side is where all your driver assistance features are. So you have cruise control, here's your adaptive settings, your resume, you have lane keep assist, and then you have your mode buttons. So your mode buttons will change your drive modes. So we're going to press up. First one is going to say normal. You have sport, track, drag strip, slippery, and then you can go to custom, and we'll talk about custom here in just a second. Back to normal. Pretty simple, pretty basic. Nice that they have all of that right there so you don't have to mess with going and turning a dial or something like that over here. Okay, let's get into this screen a little bit. And this is your home screen right now. This is Android Auto and Apple CarPlay wireless. My phone is just too far away to be connected right now. But it works great. It connects really simply and it runs really well. Don't have any problems with that. So we're going to go into settings. And this has got your vehicle information. So let's go to your vehicle information. It's just a few things. Here's where your rev match is. You can shut your rev match off if you don't like it. You can do a quiet start, but why would anybody want to do that with this awesome exhaust? I don't want to quiet start anything. And you can change your windows, your wipers, lighting, just standard stuff that Ford has in their Sync 4 system. All right, let's go to general. General is just going to have your basic information right here. Okay. And then instrument cluster, this kind of, you can choose your screen, So this is kind of your middle instrument thing, your middle section right here, like your trip and stuff. This tells you what you can actually have in there, so you can shut some things off or turn things on to minimize that. Down across the bottom here, you have all your climate control buttons and your heated steering wheel. You have 3 levels of auto, and then that's pretty much it, because like I said, with the Recaro seats, you don't get heated seats or ventilation. You lose that when you choose the Recaro seats. So you have to look at that's a really good trade-off for you. You're going to spend about $2,000 in these seats, and you don't get heat or air, or ventilation in them. Okay, so going down here, you got your start button, you have your pony button, traction control, hazard, favorites, and your maximum windshield defrosting. And then your volume for your stereo. It's nice that it's right here. So we're going to click on the pony because that's going to bring all this information back up. Now up here you have track apps. So you can check out your acceleration timer, brake performance, lap timer, launch settings, which is pretty cool. I am not a person that really launches. I've never actually done a launch like that. So I usually just do it myself. But that's pretty cool. You can set those. You do have shift indicator is set at 4,000 RPMs, which basically if you look over here, you see this little blue line right here. This is your shift indicator. So it basically says when you hit 4,000 RPMs, shift it. And then you can change that for, you do have a light mode, and then you have track, a few different things you can change there. Go back out. That's over here. Oh, this does have the drift brake. Your drive mode will change to track. So that's pretty cool. So you can use this as a drift brake. That's awesome. I wasn't sure if this one had it or not. You have launch control that you can turn on, and then you have rev matching. Okay, so down here you do have a USB-C, USB-A, and you have a 12-volt plug right here. I have been having problems with the USB connections. I had it plugged in here to charge my phone while I was running, and it kept saying that it was having problems receiving information from it or something. So I just ended up unplugging it and just putting in a regular charger in the center armrest. Go back, and this is a wireless phone charger right here if you want to use that. And then you got a little tray here. You can probably prop your phone up in that. 2 cup holders, and then you got the center armrest that does have a little bit of cubby hole in it, and it's not bad. I actually have some camera equipment in here and safety glasses and a badge, so it's not bad. It's about, middle forearm depth at the most. And I always like to show, because Ford does this in every one of their vehicles, is they have a sunglass holder. I am going to show you the back seats, which you can kind of see right here. But I am not going to try to crawl back there. There is not enough room for me to sit back there, so I'm not even going to bother trying. Now, you probably could get some kids back there, some younger kids, and you probably could slide your seats up forward if you really needed to put some adults or older children back there. But really, there's not much room back there for their legs. And depending on how you drive, I drive fairly close to the steering wheel, and there's still not enough room for an adult to sit back there. So you're going to be pretty crammed up here if you actually have to do that. But we'll take a look at them real quick, and then we're going to hear about some pricing on these Mustangs. Okay, so let's take a quick look in here. I'm going to flip the seat up, and as you can see, there's not a lot of room back here. You do get those Recaro seats back here like I showed earlier, but you can see there's not enough space for an adult to sit back here. But I bet they are pretty comfortable. They look pretty comfy. All right, it's time to hear some pricing on this, and then let's go head out on the road. So pricing on this Mustang really does start out pretty affordable. That 2.3 liter EcoBoost is going to start you out at $31,920. Now, if you go up to the GT, you're going to be starting out at $42,860. Now, this is the premium, so that's the next step up. It starts out at $47,380. And the one that you see right here in front of you with all of the options, which include the 401A package, the GT Performance package, the Bronze Appearance package, the active valve exhaust, the Recaro seats, and MagneRide. Yes, they have added MagneRide to this also. So this thing is a beast, and like I said, it is as close to a dark horse as you can get. All right, this thing is going to come in at $64,225, and it is worth every single penny of it. So now let's get in and take it for a drive. This thing is a beast. We'll see if we can do which we can do a 0 to 60 right now. Nobody is coming. Ready? 1, 2, 3, here we go. Oh yeah, we are way past 60. Way past 60. That's all I'm gonna say about that. All right, this thing, you can't, I mean, you're trying to do everything and it's hard to watch the speedometer at the same time. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, you guys can hear this thing. It just is a beast. It just sounds awesome. I am a big Mustang fan. I love them. I feel that the Mustang is perfect for everyone. It is the perfect use case for everyone because you can buy this and you can daily drive it if you want to. You can take it out on a track with your friends on the weekend. You can pack up, go get groceries. You can take a trip somewhere if you want to, and the seats are super comfortable. Like I said, you lose the heat and ventilation with these Recaro seats. So I would probably just get the premium seats that you can get with this and still have the heated and ventilation. If you have a big family, no, this is not going to work. If you have small children, yes, you probably will be fine for a while. But if not, if you are just, you know, a couple that doesn't have kids, or you're a young kid that, you know, just wants to have a car that's cool and have fun in, this is perfect. I mean, even if you do have a family, and this is just a weekend car for you to have fun with your kids and stuff like that in as they grow up, that is perfectly fine too. You know, it just fits every aspect of your life. The only thing that, you know, I have a complaint about, which, you know, it's like this in every stick shift that is a smaller interior car. When they have a stick shift, they have a trouble trying to find a place to put cup holders. Now, the way this is positioned, if I have cups in the cup holder and I have my hand on the stick shift and my arm is leaning against that water bottle or coffee mug or whatever the entire time, and it's kind of annoying. Now, if you're on a long drive, yeah, you can take your arm away from the stick shift, but if you're driving through a town and you're having to shift a lot, it's kind of annoying where these are positioned, but there's nowhere else to really put them unless you move them up front farther, and then you're going to lose your wireless phone charger, which I don't really think most people use. I mean, you can tell me down in the comments if you really use yours a lot, because most of the time they just make the phones hot and they don't really help. So I don't ever use it. This thing, here we go. You can easily do 80 in third gear, just to let you know that. And you probably could have gone higher. And the cool thing about this being a 6-speed is, and the way that they have these manual transmissions set up now, I can accelerate to 60 miles an hour in third gear and then just shift to 6th. I don't have to use 4th or 5th. Half the time when I'm coming through town, I get to 4th and I accelerate all the way up to 60 and just shift to 6th and just don't even bother with the 5th gear. I think it's cool, and I can actually cruise through town at like 40 miles an hour in 6th gear, and it doesn't feel like the car is going to die. It's not bogging, it's not jumping around and jerking. It'll just cruise right on through without any problem. You get too much lower than that, then yeah, you want to go down to 5th gear, but even 5th gear. I mean, back in the day, you couldn't drive in 4th gear under 40 miles an hour, and you were jerking and popping around. So these systems are awesome nowadays. Like I showed you the infotainment system, it works great. Sync 4 is awesome. The steering wheel is great. It has the nice flat bottom, which I really do like. My only fun in a high performance car is a Mustang. So, and it, you know, that's my word, high performance, because I'm coming from a Ford Fusion, so this is high performance to me. I really joy of driving. I would put this right up with the joy of driving the Toyota Supra. That was a lot of fun. I just don't think that you will go wrong buying this. I don't think you would be upset by buying this, and especially with this one, with the performance package and the bronze appearance package on here, and the MagneRide and the Brembo brakes, and you know, just everything that they've added onto this thing. It just feels and looks great. Click on one of the videos that's on the screen right now. One of them I chose for you, the other one YouTube chose for you. I think you're gonna like them both. So I'll see you in that next video.